And welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. I'm Cindy Dole. We love to help improve your home and improve your life. Thanks so much for hanging out with us this weekend. And we're getting ready for another big springtime holiday. And I thought that we would get some pointers from several guys who together are working with this really cool company that I've discovered. It's called Kitchit. Now, first of all, imagine having these incredible chefs at your fingertips whenever you wanted to come and just kind of ease your stress because, you know, you have no idea what you're going to do for your entertaining. You just don't feel like cooking that night. Why not have someone who knows how to do it? Maybe it's someone that you've seen on TV, someone you've seen at a great restaurant or they've catered. Why not have someone come to your home and not only do all the shopping, but then all the preparation? Does that sound amazing? Well, I thought we'd talk about that and then get some ideas for our upcoming Easter celebration. So with me are some of the guys from this group called Kitchit. Ian Ferguson is the founder and the head of Kitchit. Ian, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much. I'm actually one of 3 founders of Kitchit.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'll take it.
We're going to call you the king right now, right today.
Terrific.
But what a great idea. So tell everybody, as we're just learning about Kitchit, it's kitchit.com. How does it work? What is it?
Well, so you're just learning about it because we've only just launched a couple of weeks ago and only just very recently in Los Angeles. So Kitchit is essentially you can think of it as a Facebook for really top caliber professional chefs who can be hired at the few clicks of the mouse to come and cook for anything from a birthday or anniversary celebration to casual get together of friends on a weeknight.
Great idea. And the website really is gorgeous. It seems really easy to use and fun. And so when you go to the site, you basically go in there and you can shop around and see the different chefs that are available, right?
That's right. So we work with a wide variety of chefs, and some of them will have familiar names and familiar faces.
Like who? Name names. We want to know the names.
Well, so in Los Angeles, we have a number of top chefs, actually, from the Bravo series. We also have currently the executive chefs of some popular restaurants down there. Neil Fraser is the executive chef of Grace. Mark Gold is at Ava. Casey Lane is at the Tasting Kitchen. From the top chef ranks, you'll have Marcel and Ilan Hall, who won a couple of seasons ago, and Naisha from the most recent season. So, and also very many less heralded names who are exceptionally talented chefs. So the Kitchit team vets each one to make sure that we're keeping our standards extremely high. And what we let consumers do is, browse around if they like, look at the different chefs on offer. They can review past events, see reviews from hosts, see menus from past events, and then also, if they'd prefer to even do less work, they can get in touch with our full-service concierge, and we can match them up with the chef that we think would be great for their event.
And you put the budget point out there, too, or the price point. So we say, hey, for this party, we're kind of on a tight budget, or hey, we're going to have a wedding. Hey, anything goes, right?
Exactly. And I encourage people to be pretty upfront about that because it just makes everything much easier. We serve a really wide variety of budgets. So at the sort of introductory level, you can have a really terrific dinner party for $30, $40 a person, much less than people expect. And then if you're looking to do something that's a little more on the no expense spared side of things, you can really bring a Michelin caliber multi-course tasting menu home.
Wow, what a great idea. And I'm guessing you probably have had some good feedback so far.
We've been live in San Francisco for a couple of months now, and we've done, hundreds of events, and I kid you not, have not had a single bad review. And I think in part it's because we've done a good job of ensuring that we have great chefs to work with, but I think also it's just a really soul-satisfying experience. You bring your friends over, you pass around a bottle of wine, you don't compromise the food, and at the end of the evening, your kitchen is spotless. So what's not to like, I guess?
Yeah, boy, it sounds like a lot to coordinate too, right? I mean, You have to figure out how the chef's going to get to the home, and also you probably have to figure out making sure all the supplies are there and purchased. And with us is one of the chefs who is doing all this, Joey. How do I pronounce your last name, Joey? Giorgiani. So obviously you do some good Italian food, right?
Yeah.
And you're one of the private chefs, and so you're part of the menu for Kitchit, right?
That's correct.
And so how long have you been doing this?
I've been in the business of working as a private chef for past 6 years. It kind of started serendipitously with a friend needing last minute help with a party because his caterer canceled, and I was still working full time back then. And then as the economy turned, I lost my current job at that time, put myself through culinary school at that point, and turned dinner parties into a full time career for myself.
Neat. And so now when people go to the website, they can choose you and they say, okay, I want to have just a party for two, just dinner for two. And so you'd come to my home and make a dinner for us?
Yes. It's funny you said a dinner for two. I'm actually doing one for somebody on Monday evening. And it's an anniversary dinner. I put together a menu for the couple. And on Monday, the spouse does not know.
Oh, no.
I
hope they aren't listening. Or if they are, we won't say who it is.
They're actually in from Monaco, so
okay.
I doubt that. So anyways, he's bringing in a florist to do all of the decorations, and then he brought me in from Kitchit to do the dinner, and from there, it should just be a really magical evening for them.
It does sound magical. It almost sounds too good to be true. So you go to people's homes. And first you get the shopping list, right? You get the ingredient. Talk us through. You say, hey, what do you want? Right?
So basically, I get a feel for what the client is looking for, what direction the menu wants to go.
What our tastes are, right?
Yes, exactly. If you're in the mood for seafood, and sometimes when somebody says one thing, I kind of take that and maybe take it in a direction that they didn't necessarily know about. Some people want something simple like shepherd's pie. Well, I could turn that into a tiny appetizer, where instead of a full meal, that way you can experience other things as well. But so after the menu's settled, I procure the ingredients and everything using markets and stuff. I have friends that own some markets in the farmers markets. Farmer Sean is one of my friends. I procure a lot of my fruits from him. After I do the shopping, I do the prep work mostly at my house. That way, there's less done in your own home. It doesn't feel like an invasion coming in with all of this stuff.
See, I want you prepping in my home. I want to see you do all your stuff, the chopping and everything.
You still get to see a lot of that. I mean, I only get so much prepped at my own place, but by the time I come in, because sometimes people don't have the time for me to be,
or maybe the space. Maybe they don't have a big space.
That too. And I can work in anything. I mean, I've worked in some pretty tight places before, but so once I get to the house, everything, I pull everything out and get everything finished there for the time that the client wants to eat.
Wow. So the dinner for two, the anniversary, can you tell us what that's going to cost them?
This one, they're going, we haven't settled on the full menu yet. So once I have an idea of where their menu is going, I'll know better, but they're going all out for
it. Sounds like, he has a florist coming in. That sounds like it's a big deal.
Yeah, this one is a really big deal. And this one's going to run probably in the neighborhood of around $500. But I mean, this is a meal that is going, we're talking nearly 4 or 5 courses, top of the line foods and everything. So, to make all of these courses, I have to buy a lot of stuff. And since it's for only 2 people, and that's the funny thing, when you do a dinner party, it drives the price down because I'm buying in bulk at that point.
Sure.
So it's kind of funny. You would think dinner for 2 would be cheaper than dinner for 8.
Oh, I get it.
It could actually be the same price.
And if there's leftovers, do we get to keep the leftovers?
Of course. Yes.
Oh, my gosh. And so you probably do the wine selection and maybe champagne or whatever it is, right?
That is something I can do. I do have I have a friend that owns a couple of local vineyards here and a wine shop, wine shop in Woodland Hills. So I'll contact her for doing wine pairings.
Oh, how lovely. Oh, how great. And the dessert. Oh, my gosh. I just can only imagine. Well, when we come back, I know you probably have a lot of great ideas, not only for these special events or maybe even everyday events, because people get tired coming home. They don't want to cook. You probably help people like that, too, right?
That was one of my biggest parts of my business before Kitchit started was I did meal planning for people. There are people, especially in Los Angeles, are on the go.
Or you have kids, and it's like, what am I going to make for the kid lunch tomorrow?
Exactly.
You can probably help us with a whole week's worth, I bet. Well, when we come back and talk about that, and then, Easter's coming up. I'm thinking you might have some great ideas. Do we have to have ham, asparagus? I don't know.
You don't have to. You don't have to do anything conventional.
All right, we're going to talk about all that. We're talking with Joey Giorgiani as a private chef, and Ian Ferguson, the founder and one of the founders of this great website. You have to check it out. It's Kitchit.com, where you can get one of these terrific chefs to come to your home, whether it's just a dinner for two or a party or you name it, and they're going to put it together. How cool is that? Home Wizard Cindy Dole. The fun continues right after this.
Photographers will snap us, and you'll find that you're in the rotograph.
And welcome back. You're listening to Home Wizards. Cindy Dole here. My buddy co-host Eric Stormer traveling today. And we love to help you feel like you're celebrating because, life's too short. And so we're all about helping you, when you come home, feel like life is pretty darn good. And one of those things is helping you enjoy your experience in the kitchen. And maybe you're not a good cook, and maybe you don't have time to cook, or maybe you just feel like pampering yourself. And so I discovered this really cool website called Kitchit.com. They're new, and they're just they're in San Francisco and in Los Angeles, and they're expanding. And what they do is they assemble this team of all these great chefs. Some of them you've seen on TV, some of them you've just heard about in restaurants and in catering, and they're just fabulous at what they do. And they come to your home and basically put on a show. And if you've ever eaten at a restaurant where you're, in the kitchen, I've done that before, where you actually get to eat inside the kitchen with the chef. This is kind of like that, but it's in your home, and they do the shopping and put the party together. So with us is the guy that founded it, one of the founders, Ian Ferguson. So thanks for being there, Ian. And of course, we have Joey Giorgiani, who's the private chef. So thanks, both you guys. Ian, you were talking about some of the different experiences that people have had. Can you tell us, first of all, what the wildest one has been so far? I mean, just off the charts.
Well, let's see. I would say the wildest one, I would consider the wildest simply because it's one of my sort of favorite chefs that I've seen often on TV. We did an event a couple of weeks ago with a woman named Elizabeth Faulkner, who was a contestant on Top Chef Masters. She came in second on the next Iron Chef. She was just a lot of fun to watch. She actually went into someone's home and basically gave them a cooking lesson on all of the sort of crazy, innovative techniques that she likes to use in the kitchen herself. And the hostess told me afterwards that she said it was, in addition to being incredibly fun, one of the best meals that she'd ever had in her life, in large part just because, you get to get your hands dirty a little bit and laugh a lot and have wine that's, not marked up to restaurant prices, and, hang out with someone who you've seen on TV all the time. So that's a pretty wild experience, I think.
Very fun.
For me as a foodie, I think that would be wild.
Well, we all watch these shows, and I think that we go, wow, gosh, I can't quite be like that. But I think that you can. And Joey Giorgiani, you'd agree, right? I mean, you seem like you're a down-to-earth guy.
Yes.
I'd
like to think so.
I think that we kind of get inhibited somehow, don't we? We think that it's like this other place that we're not as good.
The thing about cooking is it should always be simple and fun. I suggest to people when they're looking for recipes to go with the one that has the fewest amount of ingredients in it. I mean, just like we don't need to overcomplicate things.
So simple is good?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's, my style, especially being with an Italian background, is the less is more. Mm-hmm. And you really can accentuate the flavors without getting it complicated. And I've taken recipes from my family, and yes, I've applied the techniques that I've learned in school and working with other chefs. But at the end of the day, it's still an old family recipe.
Well, but that totally makes sense. But somehow, I think that either the way we were raised, well, like whether we saw our mom or our grandparents try to really put on a show and do something really fancy, especially for the holidays. It almost, I think, is where some of the fear comes in, is that like you're going to blow it. I'll never forget, like one of our Christmases, we tried to barbecue the turkey before it really became in vogue now, but somehow got stuck on the rotisserie, and my poor dad, it came out charred black. And my mom was like neurotic, and it's like, oh my gosh, she was in tears, and all the people are coming over, and it's that, you think, you want to perform for those you love, and then you blow it.
What I have to say to that though is, when you're experimenting with maybe a new technique, it's never a good idea to do it for an audience. You might want to, I tend not to try out new things
do the tried
with clients.
And true.
I'll test them out with my friends. So I'll host little dinner parties myself, and if I'm trying something out, I want to get feedback from other people. I might think it's good, but if somebody else doesn't, you can't. You can't bring that to somebody's home.
Exactly. So, Ian, tell us a little bit more. So people go to Kitchit.com and you pick the chefs that you like, and then they get in touch with you. Is that how it works?
Yeah, so either you pick for yourself or one of our concierges will recommend a chef to you. And then from there, you have, free reign to chat with the chef via email, over the phone, hammer out a menu, think about what level of service you want, whether you want the kind of event where you've got a couple of bottles of wine in the middle of the table and everybody's reaching for them, or you have someone, in the background to fill those glasses for you. And then once all those details have been ironed out, the chef makes a all-inclusive proposal that includes the menu, the level of service, gratuity, all included. And then, once everything looks up to snuff, then you can go ahead and book it right through the website.
A lot of ways that sounds more fun than going to a restaurant. I mean, it's fun to go to a place and be around the crowd and the ambiance, but this sounds really intimate and special. So thanks for sharing that with us, Ian.
Sure.
And in terms of Easter, I wanted you to give us, Joey, some ideas, because this is a holiday coming up, and you said do something basic. So what would you say would be basic for Easter?
To some people, it might not sound so basic, but I'm putting a menu together for some people for Easter, and I'm proposing, lamb lollipops. So basically,
lamb lollipops.
I'm taking a rack of lamb and I'm just slicing each rib apart from each other.
That sounds great.
Right, and then I'm just seasoning it very simple with salt and pepper, and I'm going to grill it. But I'm topping it with a mint pistachio pesto. So it still has that traditional mint aspect to it, but I'm putting in pesto in there, and or not pesto, I'm sorry, pistachio, and I'm grinding that up with a little bit of garlic and some olive oil. It's going to give it a whole new body, a whole new flavor, as opposed to your traditional mint jelly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, I'm going to offer them a seafood option as well. And I was going to offer them a salmon. This particular client didn't want to do ham. So
why not?
Yeah.
Let's do salmon. So what are you doing with your salmon?
I was thinking about just doing a very simple grilled salmon with garlic and maybe I'm sorry. I'm still in the process of actually developing this one because I didn't want to do just something so normal as just your grilled salmon with lemon and dill. Uh-huh. But I'm looking into fresh herbs that are at the market, and I want to probably make a glaze with that before putting that on and just giving it a nice either grill it or roast it or broil it really quickly and just serve it medium rare.
Nice. Those are both great alternatives. I mean, ham, and let's say we do want to have ham for Easter. I mean, we're having the family over. It's the traditional thing. I don't know why it is. Why is ham so traditional for Easter anyway?
I don't know. That's what my family always
I know,
say. And it was
pineapple.
Always cold by the time it got served.
With the pineapple slices on top and brown sugar?
The brown sugar, not the pineapple.
No?
But they used I think they did put pineapple juice, if I'm not mistaken, when they cooked it.
That's good. I love a cooked pineapple, though. Isn't that yummy?
Yeah.
The burned sugar.
I'm guilty of ordering that on my pizza.
Yeah. And if we were to do an egg thing, and I love asparagus, is there like a great, I don't know, a quiche or something that you'd recommend for our Easter celebration?
My family tends to, on my dad's side at least, we get together for Easter brunch. Mm-hmm. You can never go wrong with a quiche, and it's so easy because you can make it ahead of time. It's like it's a no fuss option.
Even like a crustless quiche, you know what I mean? Yummy.
You could do that too.
Yeah. with some asparagus and sautéed mushrooms and onions and
Bacon.
and bacon or ham, right? And what's a great beverage you think for Easter celebration at home?
A
Champagne?
Bloody Mary.
A Bloody Mary. Okay.
You could do a Bloody Mary with
As we're warming up.
with a bacon stick, actually, that you cook in with molasses, so you get a nice caramelized bacon stick.
A stick.
Yeah, you cook it flat with between two sheet pans, so it stays nice and flat, and it'll stay.
Ooh,
It'll
that
keep
sounds
its shape.
yummy.
Yeah.
And then it kind of crumbles in the drink a little bit over time.
Yes,
Whoa.
but it probably gets eaten before that.
Yum. Well, great to have you here. So the website again is Kitchit, KITCHIT.com, and people can have you come to their home. Joey Giorgiani, among the other chefs that are on the website, men and women alike. So very cool. Good luck to you and happy Easter weekend and all the holidays to come. I would love for you to come to our house sometime.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
You got it. Well, coming up as we segue into hour 2 of Home Wizards, we have more fun to talk about. How do you decide what your style is? How do you know that you love these colors and that those are the perfect colors for your home? We're going to talk with a pro and help you figure out your palette, your look, and some great new ideas for the walls. It's all coming up next. Home Wizards, hour 2, Cindy Dole here. The fun continues here on KFWB News Talk 980.